Phil Dobson here, author of The Brain Book and founder of Brain Workshops. In this video, I want to help you improve your brain fitness, right? How can you improve the brain that you've got? Because I'm sure you're aware that your physical fitness is kind of really much up to you. And the more we learn about the brain, the more we understand there are really important behavioral things that you can do to upgrade your brain fitness. And when I'm talking about brain fitness, I mean really more than one thing. There's your mental performance from one day to the next, right? Your cognitive performance. There's also your brain's adaptability, learning and neuroplasticity, and there's the degree to which your brain stays young and lucid for longer. So all three things, I would argue, they're all pretty important benefits or considerations. And I'm going to introduce you to a model that will help you improve all levels of cognitive function. It's the SENSE model, S-E-N-S-E. It makes sense to develop your brain fitness, and those 5 letters, S-E-N-S-E, demonstrate the 5 key components of building a better brain: stress, exercise, nutrition, sleep, and experience. So I'm just very briefly going to introduce a bit of the science, but critically, what can you now do to develop and improve your brain fitness over time? So, stress. You probably don't need me to tell you that stress can be kind of bad for the brain, right? In the short term, it makes you a bit stupid, bad decision maker. In the long term, it can even cause hippocampal atrophy, which means your brain starts to shrink. So how do you manage it? Well, regulate your physiology more regularly by doing relaxation exercise. Meditation is a winner. Number 2, prioritize doing things that you love doing, because they will give you a sense of emotional and psychological recovery. And number 3, have a system where you regularly empty your mind, you have a system at work that you trust, and you give your brain sufficient downtime to recover. So they are my top speedy tips for managing stress. Exercise. Well, as you exercise physically, you get more blood flow coming to your brain, you get more oxygen, you get more glucose, and consequently your brain performs better pretty much on all levels. Also, if you exercise vigorously, you start to produce BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and that helps keep your brain younger for longer. So my top tips for exercise might be: try and do 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes more light exercise every day, morning ideally. On top of that, do harder sessions 2 or 3 times a week, because that helps build that BDNF. And number 3, perhaps just try and reduce inactivity, right? If you find yourself sitting down for too long, go for a walk. Right, nutrition. Well, probably no surprises here. You want a broad, fresh plate of food, plants ideally with a bit of fish, right? Mediterranean diet is typically the diet that's most associated with brain fitness over the long term. Moderate your sugar intake, because sugar, again, can lead to insulin resistance, and that can lead to Alzheimer's. And drink more water. Start each day with a pint or a half a litre of water and stay hydrated throughout the day. You do those things, again, you'll notice these incremental boosts in your cognitive faculty. Sleep is the 4th thing. Sleep, you probably know that you need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep, so let's just say 8. And in order to do that, you kind of really just need to create the conditions where sleep becomes an inevitability. So again, regulate your physiology. You want to lower your cortisol levels, adrenaline levels, and ideally your core temperature too. Moderate any environmental distractions, which includes definitely getting rid of your mobile phone. Don't charge your phone in the bedroom. And eliminate blue light, any form of blue light, any form of light exposure at all after dark. You're sending your brain a mixed message that actually it's daytime, and consequently that will affect your sleep patterns. And then finally, again, give your brain downtime. Give it time to switch off, to kind of lull itself into this soporific state. You do that, you'll hopefully remind yourself that sleeping isn't really a skill you need to develop. Instead, it's just about creating the right conditions where sleep becomes an inevitability. Don't compromise on sleep. And then the fifth piece of the puzzle where you've done stress, exercise, nutrition, and sleep, experience is the 5th piece. Now that's a bit more general, I appreciate this, but it's really acknowledging the fact that to keep your brain young and fit, you kind of need to treat it like the muscle that it is. So it's not just about providing the right conditions, right? Managing stress, exercising, eating the right stuff, and having a good sleep. It's also about challenging your brain over time. So this is where you kind of stress the importance of learning, of engaging with novel experience, right? Whether that's learning languages or learning a musical instrument, whether it's just challenging your brain with novelty in a kind of a less skill-based framework. The idea is your brain, while it can find unfamiliarity threatening, it actually depends on it to stay young. So, what can you now learn? How can you develop skills over the coming months and even years in order to keep your brain younger for longer? So that's it. Quick recap. If you want to develop your brain fitness and consequently your cognitive performance, your brain plasticity, and your long-term mental health, there are 5 access points to that. Manage your stress. That's where you begin. Exercise more, just move more and make it more part of your daily routine. Nutrition, eat a Mediterranean diet, stay hydrated and moderate your sugar intake. Sleep, get your 8 hours. Whatever you need to do to create the right conditions, do it. It's non-negotiable. And experience, challenge your brain, keep learning things, because not only will it keep your brain young, it makes life more interesting too. Cool, I hope that's been useful. More tips and tricks on the website brainworkshops.co.uk. Please share this video with anyone that you think might find it of value. Until next time, the best of luck.